Alright guys, welcome to another fantastic edition of a fly. This one's going to be a peeking caddis. Not a peeping caddis, that's not a good thing. This one's tied on a jig competition hook. These work pretty good. And I've already got a little bit of lead and my thread started to kind of get this video going. So the materials for this one, I'm going to use this pearl core braid chartreuse material, and I've burned the tip and just put a little bit of a black marker tip on it to kind of give it a little black look to it. So we're going to line that up here. We're going to tie that down. Just kind of, you know, make it look good. Good distance there. Get that tied in. Now this is the fun part. After you get this done, we're going to make a little dubbing loop. I'm going to make a little loop in there. Bring it down. Whoa. Tie that down. Hi. Alright. Use this dubbing wax. Alright. Get that all nice and good. We're going to use, a lot of people use some partridge for this, but we're going to use some CDC. I like to take it, I just cut it all off the stem, put it in a pile. I'm going to just kind of make it all into this, put it into this loop. This looks pretty good. Here we go. Kind of move that out of the way. Hopefully this, you can kind of see it in the camera. But if not, just give it a little bit of the spinach. Then we're going to just start wrapping this up. And when you start wrapping, once you get this to this point, I like to start kind of pulling these fibers back a little bit, and we'll make this look a little prettier by the end, don't worry. Just right now it looks like a big ball of fluff. Kind of pull it back, looking good. Oh man, this fly, tell you what. You guys start using these, you won't able to go back. Alright, find the scissors. Alright, so now we're gonna, well, it's a new vise for me. I'm not used to this thing yet. Gilbert's trying to get me to use this thing, but you know. Alright, so we're going to pull that back. And I'll end up just trimming this little guy here because it's kind of in the way. But I'll end up doing it later. Now we need some monofilament. Let's see, where did Gilbert put that? Here it is. So I'm just going to use a little monofilament, pretty much only for durability purposes. It doesn't really make the fly look any better, just kind of keeps the dubbing after, you know. If you're like me, this fly only catches about 15-20 fish an hour, so you know you got to keep it together a little bit so you're not having to switch your flies every one, you know. So, alright, so after that, I'm just going to use some squirrel dubbing. You can probably use whatever dubbing that's handy. I just, you know, do a little bit of gray dubbing here. It looks pretty good for this case, because that's what we're kind of doing. So I'll just start, since I can't use this, the camera's close enough, I have to dub a little bit more than I'm used to, just because, so I'm not getting it in the way of the camera. Alright, so we'll get that in here. I like to, sometimes it's kind of fun, I'll take some other colors of dubbing on this case caddis just to kind of give it some cool little colors. Alright, so we'll kind of keep going forward here. This vise, I tell you, I'm not used to it. It's moving my hook all over the place, but that's alright. We can live with that. So we'll get to about right there. Good enough. And we'll take this rib and just kind of rib it through a couple. Whoa man, it's a good thing it's nice and late tonight. This is fun. Whoa. Alright, so we'll do that. Ultimately the fly is done. We're going to we'll just throw a hand whip finish in here. Throw a little couple of hand whip finishes like we always do. Do 2 of them. Alright, this is a good sexy fly. So almost sexy. This is gonna look better here in a minute. So I have some Velcro somewhere around here. Let's see, where did I put that Velcro? Really need the Velcro. Oh, here it is. Oh, sweet. So I just like to kind of brush this stuff out just a little bit and then you'll kind of cut it. Now what's funny is if you've seen other videos on our website, including the hare's ear video that we tied a long time ago, if I was Gilbert, I would leave that just like that. Just leave that was a little hanging out, looking good. But I'm not going to do that to myself here. So now I'm going to kind of pull these. I get my fingers wet because the CDC gets wet, and I'm going to pull those fibers back, and I'm going to trim that. And now when that gets wet, that is just going to surround that little peking caddis just perfectly around there. And that is one sexy fly.